The basic dynamic position of the assistant referee will be even with the second to last defender, or the ball, whichever is closer to the defending team's goal line. We should know this from our understanding of the offside law, as this position puts us on the offside line. This presentation will not go into the details of Law 11, but rest be assured that we cannot minimize the importance of being in this position at all times as an AR. This position provides the ideal sight line to determine when offside occurs. This also creates one of the first errors that a lot of ARs make, not going to the goal line with the ball. It's rare that the ball gets deeper than the second to last defender, but when it does, the ball becomes the offside line. An AR who is stuck to the second to last defender and does not go with the ball can be out of position to judge offside on a subsequent cross, and this leads to game-changing errors. The other reason we go to the goal line with the ball is to be in proper position to judge the ball over the goal line. The AR must make this call, as the referee rarely will go deep enough to have a good angle on this decision. Attacking plays which should be over when the ball exits the field can continue if the AR cannot make a decision as to whether the ball has left the field, and if this is due to inappropriate positioning, the fault lies with the AR who has not worked hard enough to get into the right position. ARs should try to utilize a movement technique called sidestepping or crabbing. This technique involves a side-to-side shuffle of the feet, allowing the AR to remain facing the field at all times. Walking should be reserved only for situations when there is no impending threat to make an offside decision, such as when the ball is cleared to the opposing half of the field or during stoppages. The AR can turn and sprint when the speed of play requires it, otherwise he or she should try to face the field at all times, even when moving. Why is this important? Consider for the average offside decision, the AR must keep track of 5 different things: the ball, the attacker in possession of the ball, the attacker who must be judged as to whether he or she is in offside position, the last defender, and the second to last defender. The 2 easiest of these things to track are the ball and the player in possession. They must be tracked to determine when the ball is played, but we can listen for the thump of the pass without always having to see it. Therefore, it's best if we can keep the other 3 items, the attacker who's to be judged and the last 2 defenders, in our primary field of vision. If we are turned parallel to the field, these 3 people will be in our peripheral field of vision. Some of us have pretty good peripheral vision, but most of us find it far inferior to our primary vision. We want to keep the offside line in front of us, not in our peripheral vision, and this will reduce mistakes. A second reason to sidestep is that it makes us far more capable of reacting and responding to sudden changes in the direction of play. To understand this, I recommend you try an experiment at home. Set up 3 cones, 2 15 yards apart, and a third directly in between them at about 7.5 yards. Have a friend time you with a stopwatch. On your first run, start at the middle cone and walk to one of the ends. When you hit the end, your friend should start the stopwatch, and then you should turn 180 degrees and sprint the 15 yards to the opposite cone, where your friend should then stop the watch and announce your time. On the second run, instead of walking to the first cone, sidestep. Again, your friend should start the stopwatch when you hit the first cone and stop it when you hit the opposite end cone. I guarantee that no matter how hard you try, your walking time will never beat your sidestepping time. It's impossible to turn your body 180 degrees and reach a sprinting speed as fast as you could as starting from a ready or sidestepping position. Think about it. If it was that way, baseball base runners looking to steal second base would simply take every lead off from first base while facing first base. That way, they would be less likely to be picked off. Positioning their body parallel to the baseline allows them to either to get back to first base quickly on a pickoff throw or reach a sprinting speed faster when attempting to steal second base. During dynamic movement, the AR should keep the flag pointed down towards the ground at all times. When sidestepping, the flag should be held pointed at the ground in front of the AR. When sprinting, the AR should move the flag to the hand that is facing the field, left hand when sprinting to the goal line, right hand when sprinting to the halfway line. The flag needs to be on the field side to remain visible to the referee at all times. We want as little movement of the flag as possible from the AR while he or she is moving. Movement of the flag can be distracting to the players and the referee, who might assume that it is about to be raised for a call of some sort. The AR needs to recognize that any potential signal, purposeful or unintended, can cause players to cease playing, and this can result in confusion and inadvertent advantages to one team over another. Before we get into the individual signals and positioning during restarts, a word about the way we hold the flag. It is important to make our signals crisply and sell our calls, and a common error amongst inexperienced ARs is the limp noodle flag. Our flag should be an extension of our arm, and all of our flag signals should have the flag in a straight line as an extension of our arm. From our shoulder to the end of the flag, we should be able to draw a straight line. The best way to do this is to hold the flag with your index finger pointing along the shaft. When you make your signals and point with your hand, the flag will fall in a straight line with your arm. If you don't point your index finger, the flag may still end up in a straight line, or you might end up with a limp noodle wrist in which the flag sags one direction or the other. Until you're confident and comfortable with the signals, my recommendation is to point your index finger when signaling. One other important point that applies to almost all of the AR signals. These signals are made while stationary. There is one exception that we will cover at the end. A common error by inexperienced ARs is to signal for a restart while shuffling or running, and this is quite incorrect. For just about every AR signal, the AR should stop, face the field, and attempt to make eye contact with the referee before raising the flag. For each restart, we will cover 4 elements. What is the correct signal? When do we make the signal? What are the common mistakes in the signal technique that we need to avoid? And where does the AR position him or herself for the ensuing restart? The signal for the throw-in is to raise the flag in the direction of the throw-in using the arm on the side of the throw-in and point the flag at an angle 45 degrees from the vertical as shown here. The AR should make eye contact with the referee as the signal is made. The flag is always raised in the arm of the direction of the throw-in. Crossing your arm across your body is a big no-no. It looks amateurish and unprofessional. Also, please be sure to raise the flag at 45 degrees off the vertical, not 90 degrees, or parallel to the ground. This is not the correct signal either. Do not snap the flag. This is unnecessary. Logically, we make the throw-in signal when the ball leaves the field over the touchline on our side of the field, but it's a bit more complicated than that. When the ball leaves the field over the touchline on the AR side of the halfway line, the assistant referee may make the signal immediately. When the ball leaves the field on the opposite side of the halfway line, the AR should make eye contact with the referee first before raising the flag. This is because the referee has the first call here. The referee may already know which direction the throw-in is to be awarded, so the AR should first make eye contact, and if the referee looks back and signals a direction first, the AR should simply duplicate that signal, even if the AR does not agree. On the opposite side of the halfway line, the direction of the throw is the referee's decision. Now, the referee may make eye contact if he or she is unsure even on the referee's side, which then allows the AR to indicate direction first. If the AR is certain, he or she may put the flag up on the correct side. Unofficially, many ARs may simply indicate the direction they believe the throw should go by standing and facing the field and using a subtle signal to the referee. Commonly used signals include the flag in the hand of the direction, but at their side, or slightly moved away from the waist, or a signal with the free hand against the waist. If the ball leaves the field of play over a touchline, then quickly re-enters the field, the AR must react quickly to notify the referee that the ball is out of play. In these circumstances, regardless of where this happens on the touchline, the AR should raise the flag straight up in the air to indicate that play needs to be halted. Ideally, this is done in the hand that the direction of the throw will go. When the referee blows the whistle to halt play, the AR can then drop the flag to the throw-in signal without switching hands. As with the normal signal, once play is stopped, the responsibility to make the signal for the direction depends on which side of the halfway line the ball left the field. On the AR's half, the AR may drop the flag to the appropriate direction immediately. On the referee's half, the referee should signal either immediately, allowing the AR to duplicate the signal, or simply make eye contact and indicate the need for assistance, in which case the AR may then signal direction. Crucially, if the AR raises the flag in the wrong hand for direction, two things are off limits. 1. The AR should not point direction across his or her body. 2. When switching hands for the correct direction, the AR should bring the flag down to waist level, then re-raise the flag in the correct hand to show the throw-in signal. The AR should not switch hands over his or her head. Other errors that ARs commonly make while signaling for a throw-in include moving while signaling. As we mentioned already, almost all AR signals are made from a stationary position, and the throw-in is included in this. Or signaling in a direction on a referee's decision only to have the referee overrule the AR. Remember, when it's the referee's call on the opposite side of the halfway line, wait to signal direction until the referee chooses. You are there to assist, not insist. The AR's position on a throw-in is pretty simple. The AR should stand even with the second-to-last defender for the half that he or she covers. However, if the second-to-last defender is the one actually taking the throw-in on the AR side of the field, then the AR should stand slightly behind the thrower, then quickly move into the correct position once the ball is in play. The signal for the goal kick is to raise the flag parallel to the ground and perpendicular to the touch line, pointing towards the goal area. The flag should always be held in the right arm when signaling for a goal kick, as this allows an unimpeded ability to make eye contact with the referee. The AR should make eye contact with the referee as the signal is made. Furthermore, as the ball crosses the goal line for a goal kick, and the correct position of the AR is to be even with the second-to-last defender or the ball, whichever is closer to the goal line, the goal kick signal should be made at the goal line. Now, practically speaking, there are circumstances where it's clear that the ball has crossed the goal line for a goal kick, but was shot or passed from a great distance and the AR is subsequently far off the goal line. You will find some variance in expectations for this call, but many assessors will tell you that in these situations you do not need to sprint all the way to the goal line. Rather, you can stop about 6 yards off the goal line and point to the goal area when the call is obvious. However, you should at least get to within 6 yards of the goal line. Otherwise, when you make the signal, you will either not be pointing at the goal area, or you will not have the flag perpendicular to the touch line, and both of these would be considered incorrect. The signal for the corner kick is to stand at the corner flag up about a yard and point the flag down at the corner flag at an angle of 45 degrees off the body. As with the goal kick, the corner kick signal is always made with the right arm, and the AR should make eye contact with the referee as the signal is made. Unlike the goal kick signal, however, there are no exceptions to being at the corner flag when this signal is made. The AR should always be within a yard or two of the corner flag when signaling for a corner kick. Being any further up the line simply looks lazy. The AR always points to the corner flag on his or her side of the field when signaling for a corner kick, even when the corner will be taken from the opposite corner. Don't point across the field, as this will look like you are signaling for a goal kick. The goal kick signal is given when the ball leaves the field over the goal line on the AR's end of the field last touched by an attacker and is not a goal. The corner kick signal is given when the ball leaves the field over the goal line on the AR's end of the field last touched by a defender and is not a goal. But as with the throw-in, it is a little bit more complicated. When the ball leaves the field over the goal line on the AR side of the goal, the AR may make the signal immediately. When the ball leaves the field on the opposite side of the goal, the AR should first make eye contact with the referee before raising the flag. On the far side of the goal, the referee has first dibs on selecting goal kick or corner kick for the restart. Therefore, when the ball goes out of play on the far side of the goal, the AR should first make eye contact, and once the referee signals, then the AR should reinforce the signal. As with the throw-in, the referee may not signal and make eye contact if he or she is unsure on the far side of the goal, and in such cases the AR may indicate goal kick or corner kick first, again after making eye contact. If the AR is certain, he or she may then make the proper signal immediately. Sometimes, especially in this situation, the AR may not have much of an idea either, and in this case the AR should simply raise the flag straight up in the right hand and hold it there, indicating that the ball is out of play, but that he or she is unable to tell the referee who has the restart. In these cases, after a brief second or two, the referee should recognize this and make a decision. If the ball leaves the field over the goal line and then quickly returns to play, the technique is nearly identical to that of the same situation for the touchline. The AR should stop and raise the flag vertically first, indicating that the ball has left the field of play and that play needs to be halted. Once the referee blows the whistle, the AR should then signal goal kick or corner kick, or, if the ball goes out on the far side of the goal, await the referee's signal and then repeat it. It is very important to raise the flag first in these situations, as you will either have the attacking team screaming for a corner kick or a frantic defending team begging for a goal kick while the attacking team continues to move in on goal. The flag must come up to tell the referee to stop play. The most common errors we see on AR signals for goal kicks and corner kicks are not making the signal at the goal line. Nothing says lazy more than an AR who stops and signals for a corner kick 15 yards up the line. As you will shortly find out, you're going to have to be on the goal line for the ensuing corner kick anyway, so you might as well run down to the corner and perform the signal correctly. For the goal kick, as we mentioned earlier, it is permissible to stop about 6 yards away from the goal line when the goal kick is obvious. However, some officials allow this laxity to get the best of them, and they start making the goal kick signal further and further up the line. As with the corner kick signal, there is an AR responsibility on the restart that will require you to start even with the goal area, so at least make the effort to get that far. Holding the flag in the wrong hand. This is not usually an issue for the corner kick, though I have seen some AR signal for a corner kick with their left hand reaching across their body as they are jogging to the corner, the perfect trifecta of sloppiness. But it does happen with some frequency on goal kicks. Again, if the goal kick signal is made with the left hand, your arm will hinder your ability to make eye contact with the referee. Yes, you may be sprinting to the goal line and will have the flag in your left hand to keep it on your field side. It's okay, take your time, switch to your right hand before you signal. Moving while signaling. We're going to grind this point home before this presentation is through. Stop and face the field. Don't be shuffling or jogging while signaling for a corner or goal kick. Goal kick positioning for the AR depends on the positioning of the players on the field. The AR's first responsibility on a goal kick is to make sure that the defending team places the ball within the goal area. Therefore, the AR must be no more than 6 yards off the goal line to monitor this. Once the ball is placed, the AR's position depends on the positioning of the players. Most teams have their goalkeeper take their goal kicks and send their defenders forward to try to win the ball. When this happens, once the ball is properly placed, the AR should assume normal offside position, meaning the AR will need to sprint up the line to take offside position wherever the second-to-last defender positions him or herself. If the defending team positions a field player in the goal, or if a field player will be taking the goal kick while the goalkeeper stands in the goal, then the second-to-last defender will be inside the goal area, and the AR need not head up the line. The AR will be in offside position at the 6-yard line when the ball is kicked. The exception to this is if an attacker positions his or herself at the edge of the penalty area. In this case, it becomes the AR's responsibility to make sure the ball clears the penalty area and enters play before the attacker touches the ball. In order to do this, the AR should move up to the 18-yard line, then quickly return to offside position once the ball legally enters play from the goal kick. The AR's position on a corner kick depends on which side of the field the kick is taken from. If the kick is taken from the AR's corner arc, the AR will stand back about 2 to 3 yards so as not to interfere with the kick. Once the ball is put into play, the AR should move back up to the flag along the touchline. If the kick is taken from the opposite arc, the AR should stand at the flag. Some ARs will move in front of the flag, for example, if the flag happens to be at about their height, so it is not in their field of view. This is acceptable. In either case, the AR's primary responsibility from the corner kick is to make sure that the ball does not leave the field upon being kicked. A curling ball would require the AR to raise the flag straight up in the air as previously discussed to halt play. Once this has been satisfied, the AR should assume offside position, but please be reminded that a player in offside position can receive the ball directly from a corner kick and not be punished.